I'm very excited to introduce Peter and Bonnie, who will be doing a wonderful skit for our next recipient, Liz Camford.
Do we need these? Right, so the name of Liz is being honored with the Continuing Service Award. It wasn't mentioned. Anyway, Peter and I are here today to honor our pal Liz Camford, but we realize that neither of us have the talent or the wit to put on a clever skit. We would have recruited David, but we didn't think of it till this now. So instead, we decided that we would share with you some of our thoughts about the fabulousness of Liz. So I met Liz when our daughters, Anna and Julia, were in Miss McGinnis's first grade class. And later that year, when I decided I would run for governance, she agreed to come to the nominating PSG meeting so she could cast her vote for me. But while we were at the meeting, with some spare time as the meeting was progressing, we looked down at the budget and saw that the library had been totally eliminated. That it previously had a $30,000 budget, and next year it was going to be zero. We immediately piped up, Liz particularly piped up, and explained and went on a little bit of a rant about the importance of the library and the need to engage children in reading, and so forth and so on. The focus of the meeting immediately shifted from whatever was the agenda to the necessity of a well-run library. This charge was led ferociously by Liz, and Liz has continued to lead that charge every day here at Kenter. She's never stopped fighting for the library, reminding everyone that a library is this cornerstone of a school in fostering literacy and a love of reading in our kids, creating lifelong readers and library users. But she doesn't just stop talking, as they say, she walks a walk. She's constantly found working in the library. She helped create a grant to get additional books for the library. She was involved with hiring personnel for the library. Whatever needs to be done to ensure that Kenter kids have a fabulous resource in their library, Liz is there to make it happen. And her commitment to advancing literacy and engaging children in reading doesn't stop at Kenter. Anna and Jillian and Haley, myself and Liz have spent many weekends together participating in the Access Books program, helping less financially advantaged schools get valuable library access to their kids too. Liz always gets the job done, and she does it all with grace and subtlety, never aggressive or pushy, which we know is quite a challenge when one's trying to accomplish things. So of course, in thinking about Liz's passion for reading and her incredible generosity as a valued contributing member of Kenter, it made perfect sense for me to recruit Liz in an attempt to create Literacy Night at Kenter. And what a great choice that was. Undertaking to launch Literacy Night last year at Kenter was no easy feat. And I'm proud to say that we pulled it off, and the second Literacy Night will be coming up on March 3rd, so hopefully all of you will sign up and get your kids to come join in. Liz has been an incredibly wonderful collaborative partner. Together we've brought great authors and poets and inspiring activities to the school. I can't imagine in any way having succeeded in pulling off Literacy Night without her. Her ideas, her passion, her kindness, her intelligence, her thoughtfulness, and her work ethic are totally unparalleled. Not to mention she has great context in the literary community. But these are some of the wonderful things that Liz has done for the school and the community, and there are many, many more that Peter will be speaking to and others as well. But before I turn over the mic to Peter, I'd like to take a moment to tell you how Liz is as a friend and a person outside of school. Even when something is outside of Liz's comfort zone, she's always willing to give in help. Liz absolutely shies away from public speaking of any kind and being in the limelight, and no doubt being here today, being honored is uncomfortable for her. Yet when I was encouraged to run for a second term of governance, and when I wasn't going to be able to be present at the meeting to announce it, I decided I just wouldn't run. But someone convinced me I should just write a speech, and Liz was one of the people who encouraged me, and she agreed to stand in for me and read my speech, which was not something she would ever do even for herself. Liz and I, along with Kenter parents Susan Green and Sherry Bernstein, have been participating in a mother-daughter book club with our daughters since second grade. But Liz, doing the book club wasn't enough. She goes the extra step in duplicating little book cover jackets, like little miniature versions like this of the artwork of every book cover, and stamps them onto a really beautiful paper bag so every kid has something to carry with them to and from the book club meeting and a souvenir of the books. And of course that helps the kids enjoy the book club even more. Liz and I have been thrust together in the uncomfortable position of disciplining groups of misbehaving Girl Scouts. And again, she managed to do that with grace and dignity, which is more than I can say for myself. We've pitched tents together, we sold Girl Scout cookies together, we've walked 5Ks, we've fundraised, we've danced Zumba, we've ranted, we've raved, we've whined, we've grieved, and we've laughed together. She rises to every challenge that comes her way and exceeds it, even when covered with dirt and mosquito bites. And it goes without saying that she's a fabulous mother at every level. I know if I'm ever in need of help with my daughter Jillian, that I can always count on Liz to be there for me. She truly cares about kids, every kid, all of our kids. Liz has been an incredible, generous, and valued contributing member of the Kenter community for 12 years. Kenter will be losing one of its truly special parents with Anna's graduation this year. I'm so proud to be able to be here to help present the award to my dear friend Liz. But before we do that, I'd like to introduce Peter Turman, who has heaped some more praise upon Liz, and further recognize her fabulous attributes.
I'll be brief. Let's cut to it. Selfish, arrogant, cynical, superior, angry. This is Liz Camford in a nutshell. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. If there's a way to get out of helping, a way to hand it off to someone else, Liz will find it. I know from firsthand experience, after she begged me to let her co-chair the assemblies, she disappeared for the next 4 years and left me to do everything. Of course, she always manages to show up on game day, grab the mic out of my hand, and take credit for all of it. What a witch, right? And then she shows up with those pastries to bribe everybody. I think we all have people like this in our lives, conniving, backstabbing, power-hungry monsters who somehow, like today, manage time and again to pull the rug over everybody's eyes and once again raid the chicken coop. She is a master manipulator, a sociopath. When we let evil people like Liz flourish and get recognition for their good deeds, we become, in the words of Milan Kundera, the ally of our own gravedigger. Oh, and as she pulled the books and literature BS with you two, please, do what we can to keep her out of the libraries and away from the children. That's where her poison finds its most fertile ground. If there is a lesson to take from today, from this event that marks the end of her reign of terror, it's gratitude for the fact that wicked people like her are thankfully few and far between. We can each be reminded of our own essential goodness and take pride that the world is filled with kind, thoughtful, compassionate, humble, modest, and good-looking people like ourselves to compensate for the scorched earth left in the wake of people like this. Liz, you're not welcomed here anymore. So take your destructive ways and your awful methods elsewhere. Farewell. Thank you for nothing. I was told this was a roast, and I could only give such a skewering roast like this to someone who is truly so lovely, generous, and collaborative, and has tolerated me and my prickliness, and has been a treasure to the Kenner community over the years. Now get out of here.
And I can only agree to be a born straight person and do the straight man routine for someone like Liz.
I don't know who you're talking about. But I did want to say, this is important to know, that Peter and my collaboration is proof that type B people can get things done. So thank you guys so much. You both recruited me to do things that I love doing, and I love being at Kenter, and I know it's the end of, it's kind of sad that, I've been able to be creative and do things I love here. So thanks so much.
Thank you.